Welcome to Wyoming Country Living, where the skies stretch wide, the porch is always open, and the critters just keep coming. We're Kim and Chris, empty nesters who traded East Coast hustle for the wild peace of Wyoming. Each week, we're tackling homestead projects, wrangling our growing animal crew, and learning to live the country life one adventure at a time. Be sure to hit that like button and follow along so you don't miss a moment. And stick around till the end for our front porch question of the week. We're saving you a seat. All right, it's time to get these behemoths out of my garage. They're super stinky. They attack me every time I try to feed and water them, which is multiple times a day because they're kind of a pain in the butt. But they're still tiny compared to the girls in the coop. So I had a plan. I was basically going to build a brooder box and separate it out of, or like put chicken wire or hardware cloth and build like a box to put them in the coop during the day. But then I laid it out and that's not nearly big enough for as big as they are. So luckily I have another project that I could use those pieces of wood for, which I'll do after this. But instead I am going to put the baby playpen, or the baby animal playpen, rips bad, inside the run of the chicken coop and put them in that way. So I'm about to install that now. All right, I'm gonna put it here. The other girls went into the coop because apparently I'm scary. So I should have put my boots on, but you know that. All right, there's two in there, pretty good. And once I get the weights of the chickens in, they should be okay. All right, I'm gonna close up this one. It's about to get super messy. I think I'm gonna put some hay in, or some straw rather, to help minimize some of the muck. But, all right, I'll be back. Totally forgot to turn the camera back on for the transport, but got them all in here. They're a little freaked out. They puked all over the container because I had just given them food and water, so they mostly just spit up their water. So we'll see how they do here. The other girls are hiding from me in the coop because I was in here working. So they're in here. There's my nuggie. There's my nuggie. And then the other girls are recovering much nicer since I took the bully out. So they're all in there. It's looking kind of messy, but it's almost due for a spring clean. We'll see how they interact here. I'll let these guys be out here for a couple hours. And then I'll probably let them out here for most of the day tomorrow. We're going to be gone most of the day. But see how they do here. I'll move them back inside for the night. But while they're out here, I'm going to clean out their inside brooder box and let them start to engage with the other girls, and we'll see how it goes. So here's my barn cat hanging out by the house, lounging about, causing this knucklehead to go into a lather. But when I come out to my barn, we see that Bill is not earning his keep because they have a cute little mouse family living in the remnants of the chicken scratch that I made for the winter. I moved the chicken scratch to the hay house, left, and so we have this little family of mice. But I have to wonder if they're stuck in this bin because it seems to be that Mama gave birth and now they're all living in here. So I think not now when all the animals are out, but at some point this weekend, they all certainly look big enough to survive outside. So we will relocate them outside because the weather's getting nice. So my barn cat, aside from living his best life, oh, now he's going to come in here. I don't want you to get the mice now. No, no, no. 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 You don't get them now. You're supposed to keep them from making babies. So we're going to let the mice babies go. Everybody's worked up about Bill. I don't know why they can't get used to him. I know. You're always wandering around following people. Look at Rip over there being obnoxious. Well, no real interaction yet. Nugget's curious. That's it, Nugget. Nugget's not actually too much bigger than those girls. I totally lost track of how old they are, though. Can't remember when I got them. What do you think? You have some friends? You better not be the bully now that you've been bullied, huh? That's what they say. The bully becomes the bullier. Everybody else still hiding in the house? All right, we'll keep watching. Okay, so I'm gonna do something that I have not done a great job at with all of my other dogs, is I'm going to try to train River. So because it's probably still going to be some time before we get the entire property fenced in, I ended up getting Rip and River a halo collar, which basically is an invisible fence, but based on satellite as opposed to burying a cable in the ground. We have had dogs that have had an invisible fence before, including a Samoyed who has the tendency to be kind of stubborn, much like Great Pyrenees. And he really adapted well to an invisible fence. So I'm hopeful that these halo collars are going to work for Rip and River. River stays pretty close as it is. Rip does not. So I'm going to put some training in here with River, and then I will eventually transition and try to do some training with Rip. They suggest find what appeals to the dog to train it. Rip is not particularly food motivated. River is, so I have a pocket full of treats. And the first thing that we're going to get her used to today is learning to come with a whistle. So the halo collar has the ability to make a whistle to call them back. So if she's, 10 acres away, the collar plays the whistle, so she'll hear the whistle and know to come home. So this is the very first step to teaching them how to come when called with the whistle function of the halo collar. Right, come here, baby. Leave the kitty alone. Hey, River, come here. Come here. She's laying down. All right, I guess that's all I'm going to try for now. Worked a little bit. They'll throw up one day when yeah, this is what I'm afraid of. You might have to scare them with me. Yes.
this is how all the roosters disappeared. Oh, just like that.
So Chris was complaining today that we didn't have a lot of content for an episode for this week. So me being the swell gal that I am, I decided to fix that and create a project that would give us more content for this week. So Bill got a new friend. Since I was very unsuccessful with getting Salem to like me, and she's just a wild girl out and about somewhere, I got this little girl that I can teach to like me before she becomes a barn cat. Bill already likes her, but I put her in this cage that I used for Bill and Ted when we brought them home, because they were actually pretty small too, but she already escaped. So now I have to find a way to, I guess, shore this up a little bit so that she can't escape. So I will probably use chicken wire, because that's easily moldable and can come off pretty easy. So I'm going to go find my chicken wire, and then we'll make a little fortification for this little kitty. All right, before I start the fortifications on the dog kennel, do a little update here on my chickens. So it's getting kind of close to dusk, so they're going to be getting close to wanting to go to bed. But I did integrate the new chickens in with the rest of the flock today. Oh, they didn't like their sweet potato or their eggs. But they seem to be doing okay. Had a little bit of a commotion out here earlier today, and I sent Chris to investigate, and I think they were just freaked out there were some birds in here. But for the most part, they seem to be doing okay. They did figure out how to get up on the roosting bars, because that's where they were hanging out most of the day. But now they're out. They're definitely hanging as a pack. It's the big girls. Got to know them for a couple of days in the little enclosure. But we'll see if they can figure out how to get inside when it's time for bed, which should be soon. But night one, I moved them in. I waited for the big girls to be on their roosting bars last night, and then I put the young girls in one at a time. And yeah, so they woke up together today, and they seem to be cohabitating. So that was good. I wanted them to be in there before we are away for a couple days. All right, now I'm going to work on the cage. All right, I was just saying to Chris, I'm not real sure what they make poultry fence for, because you're not supposed to use them with chickens, because predators can eat right through or break it. So I wasn't sure why poultry fence existed. Maybe it existed to reinforce the kitty cage. Oh, and I already spilled water everywhere. Kind of a disaster. I think where the problem is in the back. And I knew that was a problem with Bill and Ted, because one of the dogs at one point ate through it. But those two never went through. But we'll have to try this. Oh. So here we have our cage all chicken wired up. Again, it shouldn't need to be done. It shouldn't need to be this way too long. But we decided to name this little kitty Boo because she's mostly white. And we mostly think she's a girl. But she's super cute. She was super hissy, but I get her out every day and play and cuddle her, get her used to the other animals. I did let her run around a little bit with Bill today, except she's so tiny. She gets lost in the garage. So she has to stay in here for a little bit. But sooner than we know it, she'll be big. So the chicken wire seems to have done its job of keeping her in. And yeah, so we'll keep giving you updates on how she's progressing. But so far, so good.